Welcome back to the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM. Time to switch our focus to the world of the Ouyen Rams Cricket Club. And joining me on the line now is the President, Dom Leach, after a very successful round of cricket. Great to be with you again, Dom. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Alice. Thanks for having me.
Good to be back with you. Now, let's unpack it. The A grade, well and truly too strong for Cardross in the end. And we've really got to speak about the efforts of Samuel Mead, because he's popped up across two different segments on the Flow Friday Sports Show. And it's not often you can say that, particularly about a debutant. So tell us about the A grade, how they got on, and all about the debutant Samuel Mead, who bowled sensationally on the day.
Yeah, well, A grade obviously had a great win start of the season. It was really set up well by our top three batsmen, particularly Connor Schultz, who went on to make 100 in the first game of the year, which was a fantastic effort. He was well supported, of course, by his opening partner, Ethan Munro, and first drop in Daniel Price, both getting close to 30-odd. Samuel Mead himself got some runs down the bottom and then got the job done with the ball, taking 12 for 17 on debut. And yeah, it was a fantastic day of Samuel back playing cricket. He hadn't done so for a number of years, so it was great to have him in and have an impact straight up.
So tell us a bit more about him, because he's a bit of a tennis star as well. So I gather the feeling is that this guy's an all-rounder that can do no wrong.
He is a bit of a local star. Yeah, he's been a well-accomplished tennis player for a long time now. I don't think played much cricket since juniors, but obviously taken to it like a duck to water, picked up where he left off, and he goes right in the footy field too. So he really is a jack of all trades, Sam. Yeah.
Now tell us about the B grade. They had the Fire Brigade as their opposition, and it was a pretty decent day out. So give us the lowdown on how the B grade got on.
Yeah, B grade went really well as well for the first up game for the year. They were a little bit undermanned. The captain was away, but Phil Kewer did a great job stepping up, and they were well enough to restrict Fire Brigade to under 100. Justin Floyd was a key instigator there. His figures for his 6 overs, 1 for only conceding 8 runs. And in reply, it was the top order again for the young Rams. Did the job. I think Evan Comrie and Ben Nile both got in the 30s and got the chase secured virtually from the start. I think they took it pretty deep. Only got the win with a couple of overs to spare, but got the job done round 1. That was the main thing.
Yeah, no question about it. Just give us a bit of an update, Dom, regarding both the A and B grade. How are you finding the cohesion and the way the guys are gelling 3 rounds in, or we're at the point of round 3? So just tell us how it's all coming together and what the sort of missing ingredients are before you see the real sort of finished product and 2 grades that are really going to compete well this year.
Yeah, I think there is good cohesion between both the A and the B grade. All the boys get along really well and are well led by the captains in either grade. I think just a bit more time. I think obviously getting a couple of wins first up was great, but as the season goes, we know just a bit more time out on the field and in the nets will only stand us in good stead as time comes.
Tell us about Daniel Kay, Dom. He's had to come in as the captain, the stand-in captain. He's a young guy, obviously having to put this extra pressure on his shoulders of leading the side, particularly when, there's been a lot of interruptions, and I guess there's just that general stop-start feel to things at the moment in regional sport. So tell us a little bit about Daniel, who captained the A's on the weekend.
Yeah, Daniel, he's actually our vice-captain this year, but our captain was away on Saturday. So he had to stand up, but he did that with great effect. He's really come a long way, Daniel, in the last few years. He's still only young, and he's quite a handy spin bowler. So it's natural progression, I suppose, for him to take on more of a leadership role within the side and the club. And he obviously handled himself really well on Saturday, and it's just rewards for a bloke that's put in a lot of work on and off the field. over the last few seasons.
No action on the weekend, Dom. I gather it's probably more of an inconvenience or a hindrance as opposed to something you can look forward to after a couple of good results, but it goes back to, this general sort of interrupted nature of the cricket season, thanks to a whole bunch of reasons. But it's a bye round this weekend, so just tell us how things are looking going forward.
Yeah, well, this Saturday is actually a league-sanctioned bye due to the representative game between Redcliffs and the Broken Hill Cricket Association. So it has been an interrupted start of the year, and which will continue again this weekend. But we've got players representing the club in that representative game on Saturday. We have 5 players in total representing the league or the club over the two games that will be played. So that'll be another highlight for the club.
Excellent. Dom Leach, the president from the Ouyen Rams Cricket Club. Really appreciate you giving us the updates on the Flow Friday Sports Show. Look forward to speaking to you next week where we can preview the next round of action for the Ouyen Rams. All the best to you, Dom.
No worries. Thanks, Alice. Thanks for having me.